Bharti, is the recording on?
Yeah, we just started.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, masters. Welcome all for today's topic satsang. So thank you very much for taking time to join. Today, as we have been talking about truth and then the states of truth as to how we have to realize and all that, right? So I think last week we spoke about the truth and the importance of it and what is meaning of awakening. Awakening has 4 distinct steps. We'll start off always with as a victim card, victimization, then followed by we start to look at it and then take ownership, empowerment. We start to empower ourselves to make sure that we can handle any situation whatsoever it is. Then slowly we get into a state where we are surrendering ourselves. Acceptance is the way of living, right? Surrender yourself to the higher power, to the supreme, or to the universal mind, and let the things happen at its nature, and we are just a witness. And the fourth one is becoming that self, divinity within us. Now, today we'll talk about how to achieve that, how meditation can help you to achieve that. There is a fundamental misconception out there. This session is going to be a little deeper session, so I would request you to pay very good attention. Otherwise, you will miss the subtle knowledge of this. So it's very important that you take this this session little seriously. So keep your phones on if you can. Sit next to the phone. The camera switching on is the best thing, because that way you're not distracted. Because there is a lot of subtle information that will come out of this session. So let's start with, how do I become that one thing as I awaken, right? When I awaken, I am God, right? How do I become that? All of us, at the moment when we actually came out from the source, we have our own life. We think that we are somebody as a human, and then I want to go and do the reality. A lot of those things we have been doing it. We talk about, you are a spirit who is out to have human experience. You are not a human out to have spirit experience. All that is over. Now I understood what truth is all about. I have a very profound, deeper understanding of truth and the perspective of truth, right? What I understand as truth has to be the truth alone, nothing else, number one. Number two, the perspective through which I am able to connect to that, I have that perspective as well. And that is what we spoke last week. Now, with that perspective, how do I get that? Whether it is on my daily life or in my practices or in whatever I do in this living, right? So when I start to put this truth as that priority, say, this is where it all comes down to. Am I giving priority to that which requires full attention, or am I making this a priority such that I have other priorities also to take care of it, right? So it's a kind of a mix and match kind of a thing. I am in a family life. I have my kids. I have a greater family to take care of, parents, brothers, sisters, everybody. I have to take care of it, and yet I have to practice this truth and become one with it. How is this even possible? On one side, the truth is saying that if you don't give me the highest priority, then you will never reach me. On the other hand, we are stuck in this family or in this life where you have a lot of these expectations. You cannot leave the family. I got to take care of your family, and yet you have to serve the purpose. How do I do that? And that's where the challenge comes in. As long as we see these two things as a separate entities, truth is different from the way of my living, we will never be able to get them together. With the understanding, with the deeper, depth, if you go into the deeper levels of the truth, you will slowly start to realize that the truth is nothing but my life. My life itself is the truth, because whatever the living standards I have imparted for myself on a day-to-day basis, truth is within that. It is not that I have to go find the truth somewhere else. In my every activity, whatever I'm doing from morning till night, truth is embedded within that. I just can't see it. I just don't see it. At the initial stage, you don't see it. At the mid state, you can't see it. At the pinnacle of it, you will see it, but can't be in that. And the final state is you are that. So as long as we are trying to find that, what you are finding for, then you are not that. So if I am trying to differentiate between my day-to-day living with my family, the relationships, whatever I'm doing, versus the truth that I want to find out, if I try to differentiate them, then you will never be able to find it, because now you are differentiating, the priorities are shifting. When I am with my family is the priority. I cannot have truth as a priority with my family. But if I merge them together and say truth is inherently within the family, then what happens wherever you are, whatever you are doing, in what may be the situation, you are always connected to the truth. So you can really see this drama of old coming and going. Everything that is happening, the illusion, the so-called illusion we talk about, you can really see that, because you are seeing the truth always. You are connected to the truth that is there within everything and anything that is happening. Now, this is a continuous practice. This is what I want to get at. This is what means the fourth state of awakening. I'm awakened to that state of divinity, that I am seeing God in every perspective and everything I am doing. What does this mean? This means that you're gonna just take care of things as they come to you, or you're gonna start taking this to the next step in your life. The simplest answer to this question is, you accept and you surrender your life to everything that is happening around you. There is absolutely no conflict in your intellect, in your mind, or in your state of being when you are connected to the truth. Now, if this truth is missing in our life, what is happening? There are always ups and downs. There are good moments, there are bad moments, because I am connected to my mind. When I am connected to my mind, please, we have to understand this very clearly, the distinct difference between the truth and the mind. Truth cannot be comprehended through your mind. Truth is beyond mind, number one. Number two, when you start to look at this, if I am trying to connect to this truth, how am I going to connect to this truth? Through a medium. That medium can be an inquiry. That medium can be a greater understanding. That medium can be meditation or yoga. That medium can be anything that I wanted to bring it together. Right? Now, let's take this example, because we all are doing meditation. Right? Let us talk about meditation. Now, can anyone give me the definition of meditation? What is meditation? Anyone?
Observing your breath, sir.
Observing your breath. What else?
Silencing mind.
Silencing mind. In a way, yes. What else?
Trying to find yourself.
Yes.
Connect with
cosmic energy?
Connect with cosmic energy. Yes and no. I'm looking for specifics. So all these are taking you into the path of meditation. Remember this. Go ahead, Ashaji.
Focusing on the breath so that you get, you're not, you can eliminate the thoughts and empty your mind.
That's a technique you're talking, right?
Meditation is the process of focusing on the breath and using the breath technique to empty the mind.
Right. So
it's
I don't have to be with the breath, right? I can be with an idol. I can be with the light. I can be looking at my heart. I don't have to use breath, right? What you're
Finding
saying is a
who you
technique.
are.
Yeah. So there are number of techniques out there to do meditation, right? But what is meditation is the question, right? So
to find the true you. You cannot do meditation seeking somebody. You have to find you.
Finding yourself,
finding exactly
who you are.
exactly. See, if you have to take a step back, right? When what is meditation, how to do meditation, you all spoke about it, right? I got to watch my breath, and in the process I'm going to quiet my mind. Then I'm gonna get cosmic energy. All these things are happening in that state of what you're trying to get there, right? But what is meditation is the question. If you ask that question, is being with yourself, right? You are actually in that state all the time. Every one of us is in that state all the time. We are connected to ourselves all the time. But I have lost that. Now, during this practice, so that's why if you really look at it, advanced meditation, they don't sit for hours and hours. You have done enough that you have connected back to your source, that you are in that state all the time. What does this mean? What does that mean, that I'm in that state all the time? Because I am not trying and sitting and finding out something. If I am trying to find that out, then you are not that. If I'm trying to look for something, then you're not that. If I'm trying to think about it, then you're not that. Because neither your senses, your body, your mind, your intellect can comprehend the self, the truth. Then why am I sitting? Sitting is a gradual process where you are withdrawing your external connectivity. We have to understand this. Why am I sitting in meditation? Through meditation, you are actually withdrawing yourself from the external facing things. Whatever these layers are there, they are like 5 layers that you projected out in your life, that is making your life up and down every day, every moment, right? Am I not meditating now? You are. But do I have the realization? Do I have that moment of, that internal sense that I am in that state all the time? I don't. The reason for that is simple. I have lost that connection. So when I come and sit in meditation, now the question is, what type of meditation is going to work for me? Is something that the medium should also dissolve. Meditation is not about experience. Meditation is about beyond that state of experience. If you are experiencing anything in meditation, then that is not meditation. The subject is very deep, so pay very attention. If you are experiencing anything in meditation, then it is not meditation. Why is that? Anyone?
Because you are getting distracted from your end goal, which is, getting connected with the supreme power. Because you're looking at left and right. But when you say experiences, you're looking left, right. So we should never analyze our visions and just keep on going. And if it's meant for you, universe will give you the answer when the time is right for you.
You are partially there, but there is much more to it. Any other? Anyone else?
maybe still you are trying to find something during meditation. So you're trying to still work with the mind and see things, or, visions, or whatever. Still you are in the influence of external or internal thoughts. So that
So,
can,
mhm.
so that can also interfere with the process of you getting there.
Right.
One
So,
more time question, sir.
mhm.
Question.
Now, let's finish this, right? Otherwise, we'll miss this.
Mm.
After that, let's hold your question. Okay? Just write it down.
Okay.
So I want to give you this context of when, because these statements have very, very solid impact, right? We have to understand this. Otherwise, we will never be able to get to the truth. You will always be dwelling with the things that are out there, whatever you call, whether you call illusion, you call Maya, you call diversion, distractions, I'm not there yet, I need to be there yet, I got this, I did not get this, I'm upset. All those things are happening. Now we talk about mind, and mind is the one that playing and all. Leave everything aside. Just look at it as a embodiment of a truth. You are the embodiment of truth. You're not trying to become the truth. You are already there, right? See, what happens when you are in that state is the experience individual, the experiencer, and the experience and the result of it becomes one. So there is no I, or there is no individual who is experiencing anymore. As long as you have someone experiencing it, then you are not that. That is the reason you cannot talk about the truth. The truth can only be told to a point where you can say, this is the way to go, the direction, the path. You can, hey, this is how you reach there. You can talk about all that. But the actual truth, you are already that. You cannot talk. Because you cannot comprehend by mind or your senses or your body or your intellect. It is beyond all that. So what happens when you are sitting in meditation? Then this is the goal of meditation, by the way. The goal of meditation is not experience. Experience is only helping you to understand or giving you that capability to go deeper in the state, helping you to see that there is a lot of power within you. There is a lot of supreme energy that you are holding within you, that you can unfold it when you feel you are fit for it. Just to give you that context, experience is coming your way. But experience has nothing to do with truth. Now, coming back to my earlier point, the doer, the doing, and the result have to become one. That is the real meditation. So, when we talk about, in every satsang, we all come together, we talk about this aspect of, hey, how was it? Is it good? Yes, it is good. How is it going? The reason why we ask these questions is to see as to where you are. It's trying to understand, right? Are you experiencing it? Are you in that state? When you are in that state, there is nothing to say that I have this experience. I am in that state. That's it. It is blissful. It's called standstill. Even if you try to say it, you won't be able to say it other than the fact that I felt like awesome. That's it. You put your own words to it. That's it. But you won't be able to explain it. Because if you are explaining it, then it is at the senses level. Truth is not at the senses level. Truth is at the soul level, which is much higher, deeper. So, as long as you are experiencing something in meditation, that is not meditation. So what happens if you take this as a context and you sit for meditation? That's why time should never be a factor in meditation. It is ignorance that is putting us a clock, right? You're putting a clock next to you and you're sitting in meditation. That is not meditation at all. The meditation has to happen always. It is happening even now as we speak, because I am connected to that state of me being. I'm already in that state of being. So nothing should push you or pull you in any way. But then why is this drama going on in my mind all the time? Why is this conflict happening? Because I am not connected in that state, number one, and I am not able to stay in that state. And first of all, there is not many people who even understand the populated people, 90%, like we talked about last time, right? The victim card is how they are living their life. And they don't even understand any of this. The folks who start to understand this don't have any connection. The folks who have connection, they are not in that state yet. So when I am sitting for meditation, this is a very, very important topic, my dear masters. Pay attention to this one. Because there is a lot of confusion and a lot of clarity that's missing as to why am I sitting and doing meditation. You are not doing meditation for getting something. You are doing meditation to be in that state of your own self. You are already in that state. So what am I doing? You are letting go of everything what you have attached to yourself. Now, if you take this into consideration and you sit in meditation, what is going to happen? In a very short order, as you start to go deeper and deeper and deeper, you will get connected to that self, what you are looking for, and you are in that state. Now, is that the end of it? Is that where I'm say I'm done? So if I'm sitting in meditation, for example, I'm closing my eyes, I'm following my breath, go deeper in my state. Now I got connected to myself. Is that it? It's the end of it? Or is there more? Anyone? I'm making it more interactive. That way I can get your attention. That's the only thing here. Anything else is there?
You should form the soul connection.
You got the soul connection in the meditation. So what else? You're done?
No, it's not done. You have to go to the blissful state, which you will get the information that you are nothing.
Okay, then it's done.
Nothing. And there itself, the soul realizes itself in the enlightenment path. Realizes itself.
So what does it mean?
It goes through the enlightenment path. Then it will touch the enlightenment state.
Okay. So does it mean that you are in that state in the meditation?
Me?
Yeah. No, I'm asking in general, right? So
Okay.
see, the point is I got connected to my soul. So is that what is the end of it, or is there more?
Is more is there. There is no end. Limit. You can say limitless, infinite.
Okay.
That oneness.
Infinite state.
Happiness and blissfulness of being content. Being content.
In content. Okay. What else?
Happiness, blissfulness.
And being happy, blissful, and content.
We need to realize there is divinity everywhere.
Exactly. That's the point. See, what happens is in that meditation, you have achieved that state, what you are to begin with. What you are to begin with, you have come back to that state. You have withdrawn all the external things and you have internalized yourself, where now you have become the source of it. Now, what should happen? If you really look at my initial statement, right, I said meditation needs to happen all the time. What does it mean? That means in that state is how you need to live your life. That divine state, that what you have attained now or connected yourself, you have to be in that state all the time. a person or an individual who actually connects to that divine and stays in that state all the time is called an enlightened. So if you are sitting in meditation and you are getting into that state, it is only halfway done. Not even halfway, 25% done. Because that state, what you have attained, you have to be in that state all the time. You may say that, okay, I got that state, I've achieved it, I'm in that now, so I can easily go back to that and all that. But the world is still there. The entire living standards, whatever you are living today, the breath, everything is happening. And yet, you are in that state. Right? That is the success. That is the final ultimate thing. Until that time, we have to somehow get connected. Right? Whether you practice it, whether you understand it, whether you be it, however you play it, the truth wise, right? But that is the ultimate state. The bliss, whatever you're talking, when you are connected to that, the happiness, these are all outcomes of it. These are all outcomes. What was that? Somebody had a question. Nalini, yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. So being happy, blissful, and content, is that divinity?
That's an outcome. It's an outcome.
Oh.
Nature of that self is that, right? Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha Atmaha. Right? So that when you are in that enlightened state, what is that you are living is you are in peace, you are in the happiness, there is no suffering whatsoever. If these three are there alongside, you should also let go of fear. There should not be any fear whatsoever. The fear is gone from the system. Not from one aspect, in all aspects, in the 360-degree view, fear, there is no fear for you anymore. All those low-hanging things, everything is gone out of your system. It's not like they are hiding inside. They're gone. Right? And then you are in that higher perspective all the time, and you are only dispersing the peace within. It is all within. It's not outside. It's not your expression. Within you, you have that peace, you have that eternal happiness, and you are with no suffering whatsoever. Then you are enlightened. It doesn't come just like that. It requires a lot of practice. It requires a lot of sadhana to understand that what does this mean all about, right? Even now, we talk about peace, right? What is peace? Peace is like, if I take God's name, is that peace? No, it is not peace. It's a temporary state. Without the peace, you won't get happiness. Right? And without happiness, you won't be able to come out of the suffering. These are all connected internally, but then when you bring that quality towards it, right? If I talk about water, I know water is a liquid. Water can flow from up to down. It flows in the downpours all the time. Water, I can talk about so many qualities of water. Water is colorless, odorless, all that, right? These are all qualities of water. Like the way when you talk about that enlightened state of the self, the quality is it cannot hold. It has to be in that state. The peace and happiness are the attributes. It's within that. So a person who is with absolute peace and happiness and has no suffering whatsoever, right? Even though you may see him suffer, you may be seeing some of the masters who are suffering physically, but inside there is no suffering for them because they are enlightened. They have come home. They understood that this earth is a temporary home. This family is a temporary. My real home is up there. Right? The connection with divinity is the most important thing. And that is why even Bhagavad Gita or any of the scriptures, even the religious scriptures like Buddhism or Jainism, or you look at Zen, any of those practices you go deeper in, you will always see that Connection to the divinity is the number one priority of life. Everything else can be secondary, but this is the most priority. Why this is the most priority? Because if I get this, I got everything else. What we are trying to do is we are trying to solve a worry, a problem, an issue. That's something we created on our own, and we are trying to solve it. It's a play of your mind. From a divine's perspective, it's a play of your mind. He has nothing to do with your mind play. He gave you full freedom to go and play the way you want to play. But he also gave you that intelligence to be able to connect back to him. So for those wise men who actually wants to connect back to that source and understand that this is all child's play, will actually attain that, will actually be in that state. He is always there to help us. The divine within us is always there to help us, only if we are able to connect to that. So where is the lack? The lack is in my understanding, number one. Second, which is all more important, is putting that into practice. When I don't even understand truth, when I don't know how to practice truth, how do I get there? Right? And for God or divine, he's going to test you. You have to pass in all aspects of life, not one aspect, two aspects, all aspects of life. Whether it is relationship, whether it is power, whether it is wealth, whether it is giving, charity, every aspect you will be tested, because the entire sense of your life has to be cleansed before you can become that one. Because after that, there is no coming back. So you just don't get that. So that's the reason there is only, to an extent, even if you become Mahayogi or any of the yogis, right? Why do they come out at some point? Is because they have done enough practice that they have attained that state now in the seclusion. But seclusion alone is not going to give them that state of enlightenment. They have to come out and start teaching. Only when they expand the consciousness, that's when they will be able to release themselves. Otherwise, they will have to come back. We know about Arihant, Bodhisattva, and Buddha, right? Why Buddhahood is the most important thing. You have to understand the brotherhood, right? To really get to the fatherhood, which is the divine. Without understanding the brotherhood, you won't be able to get to the fatherhood. So for me to understand my soul level, I have to do these practices. Now, how you do it, when you do it, it has nothing to do with the truth. It's your own thing. How many lifetimes do I have to achieve? How many things, how many more issues I'm going to create myself? How many problems or karmic things, it is all up to you. He's not sitting in a hurry that you have to be here. He's waiting. The divine within you is waiting for you to come and connect. This is the reason the understanding of the truth is number one, very important, and practicing the truth is the most important thing. Understanding can only take you at a level. After that, it is the practice that makes you to become that. So far, even in our society, if you really look at it, there are a lot of great masters who are actually getting very deeper in their state of being in the meditation. But when they come out, they are again in the duality. Because even if after my achievement in my meditation to become the divine oneness, when I come out, my mind has now formed again, right? Mind is out now. In my deeper state of meditation, I have transcended beyond the state of mind. So I am with the soul. I'm enjoying the bliss. I'm having that moments, right? But then when I am out of meditation on my daily life, I have the mind now. So does it mean that I don't have it? Your mind is fully in control of you. There are two things that we have to remember. Every one of us have to remember this. The number one is either you are in charge of your mind or your mind is in charge of you. Period. There is no third thing like that. I'll repeat this again. Either you are in charge of your mind or your mind is in charge of you. Choice is yours. For those who are not in the path of truth, path of realization, path of liberation, path of, meditation, the mind is in charge of their lives. You have to underline this and then put it on your vision board or someplace, right? You have to remind yourself that it is the mind that is controlling the life of the individuals, not the other way around. It is a very, very subtle and very deeper understanding you need to have for you to be able to differentiate between these two. Unless you have hit the connection with your fourth body, you will never realize that your mind is running you. Start to look at your day. What happens when you wake up and before you sleep, the whole day. You will see that it is your mind that is running the story, not you. The reason is very simple. All my habits, all my activities that I do routinely, all these are mind plays. There is no truth in that. It's all mind play. If I tell you to go do something outside of your comfort, you will think 100 times. Why? Because your mind is not ready for you to go do that. And most of it, you don't even accept it. Even now, while I'm saying it, it may be creating a conflict within you. Am I this? Am I that? Unless and until you reach that state of being, it is the mind that is running the show. You have to go, that's why you have to go deep. You have to go beyond. There is a state beyond mind. Until you go there, you will not be able to bring your mind into your control. Because if you really look at it, mind is governed through your soul, right? When I am awake, when I am running my daily show, daily life, my mind is active because I need to see my family, I need to do work and all that, it's all mind doing it. But who is controlling? Who is actually giving the power to the mind? It is my soul that is giving power to the mind. When you go at the soul level, you are able to see that your mind is the one that is playing this drama. So where is that soul? It's beyond that fourth body. I'm in the physical level all the time. I'm thinking of problems. I'm thinking of solving this. We are always under the influence of mind. If I even ask the simple question, who is the one that is thinking about this problem? The answer you would know is your mind. Then who is in charge here? Who is asking you to play this? It is the mind that is playing it. Where is the truth in that? There is no truth in that. So as long as we are in this, that is what we call illusion. That illusion of life, the drama that you are living in, and the society, all these ups and downs, everything, why you are playing with your mind. We can talk at length about this for hours and hours. But the reality is, it is not easy to get away from it or get over it. Only through constant, continuous penance, meditation, and understanding, you will be able to cross over that. Only when you cross over that, you will start to realize what the real sense of life means. I'm not living for sake of living. I'm living. I'm breathing. I'm enjoying life, right? Every moment, right? Har kshan, I have that satyaka feel, right? I'm like feeling that every time, every moment. How do I do that? You cannot do that when your mind is in charge. You don't even question things, what is happening to us, because the ego of the mind is so high that it doesn't even allow you to challenge it. It just goes as a cruiser, auto cruiser. Look at our lives, right? We will understand. So it is only through this greater understanding of truth that you start to slow down the process of mind. You will not be able to control the mind yet. Slow down the process of mind, because now you are becoming more and more aware and awake that, yeah, something is going on in me that I should not be doing, but I am forced to do it. I'm doing it. So many times you do things without even having that awareness, right? All of us. And once you build that awareness, is again, it's not because that you have done deeper meditation. It is because you understood that mind is the one that's playing the drama. You slowly started to become aware of your internal senses. Oh, it is through my senses, my mind is getting all this and it is playing the show. Now, when you start to realize that, you will start to question it, saying that why is mind doing it? That is the most important thing that needs to happen. For anyone you want to be in the path of truth, who want to be in the path of realization, that questioning needs to happen. Without that, you will never be able to enter into the enlightenment, path of enlightenment. That inquiry within you will help you to start looking for answers. So what is going on? Why is this happening this way? If I don't question anything, right, nothing is going to come my way. It is through doubt that you create the sense of urgency within you, right? To say that I need to find out, I need to look at it. A lot of times we say that, you should not have doubt, you should have faith. Without doubt, you will not establish that faith within you. When you bring someone and then have them sit and say, hey, God is the one who is taking care of everything, why don't you have the faith and believe in it, believe in God, and then just sit, right? It won't happen. He will say, who is God? What is it? What is he going to do? I don't know. I don't believe it. Right? It is through the doubt, the constant questioning, through which you start to earn the right to be able to know what you want to know, what you want to become, or where you actually came from. If you don't have time to question, you will never get the answers. And in this process of questioning is where you start to realize that there is much more beyond the life as to actually what I am living. I'm stuck in these problems because I am only seeing problems, because that is my choice. My mind, I am so used to looking at problems as a problems all the time, because my mind is the one that's trained that way. Have we ever trained our mind to learn something out of a problem? It's I wouldn't say it's not possible, it's difficult. Because when you are going through a situation, a dramatic situation, you coming out of it saying that there is a good lesson here, I need to learn, you won't be able to say that. When you will be able to say it is only when you actually start to understand that this is a drama. This is a movie. And I am just a part of it. But for you to realize in that very sense of happening, it's not an easy thing. It requires a lot of energy, lot of awareness, lot of observation. These are all the attributes beyond mind. Until you develop that state of being, you won't be able to question, or you won't be able to start to look at it, why this is happening. Even if some wise person comes and tells you, you will not get it. Period. Because my mind is running the show there. My emotions are high. I'm not going to look at truth. Truth is gone, long gone. Truth. It is my senses, my body, my mind. They are the ones in play here. Nothing else will come your way. See, the realization of the truth does not come to you beyond these states. You have to go through all these things, but yet you have to be able to transcend it. It's not like I'm going to hide them here. I'm going to hide my emotions. I'm not going to show my anger. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. As long as you are in this, the lifestyle, the dogmatic lifestyle, you will never be able to realize the truth. Truth comes in the state of being, right? Whatever you are expressing it. You are freely expressing it. Doesn't matter what other person thinks. If you are looking at the other person and you are expressing things as good, bad, I want to do this, I don't, then that is not truth at all. Irrespective of whether you like it or not, truth is truth. Truth is one. That's it. You say the right thing at the right moment. That moment can be in a situation where you are going through a problem, or in a dire situation where you are going through some emotional state, or in the worst of the worst situation where you have lost everything. But truth is still truth. Truth is not changing. So wise will always talk about that truth. Now, where is the lack? It is me, that I am not able to connect to the truth during these periods of time because I am not there. And the practice that I am doing is to come out of these states. My bodily activities, right? My mind activity, my senses, whatever my senses are pulling things to me, I'm trying to get away, transcend them. My mind, whatever it is giving me the internal story, I'm trying to get out of that. Knowledge, what I've attained. Apart from truth, you also have a lot of other knowledge. Don't say that my intellect is so pure, right? That I'm able to realize the truth by the fact of it. It is not going to happen, because as much as you are talking and listening to this story here, you are also reading a book about the senses. You are probably reading something about it, or you are doing some practices which are mind-centered. So what you do, what you say, what you think, they have to align. Otherwise, you won't get truth. So the more and more you start to bring back, take a step back. In any situation, take a step back. And then start to think, right? Okay, what is happening here, right? Then you are trying to connect with your mind. It is not you are in charge yet. At least you are at a state where you have started to realize that it is the mind that is playing the story here. And then when that happens, you start to slowly realize that it is through mind that things are happening to you. Now, how do you get out of that? You cannot get out of it. Just by the fact of, yes, I got this, it is not going to let you go. Because this is being going on for lifetimes. This is not started today. Just think about it, right? For a second. We have children, right? Who are born, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, all the children you see. Some are very pure. Some are frustrated. Child, kids, right? Some are very active. Some are hyperactive. Some are very dull. Some are coming with some kind of emotions in play. Some are coming with illnesses, right? Why is that happening? There is no mind play yet for the kid. Mind has not even developed. He's not even 12 years old. But where is all that coming? Where is that nature that's coming out for kids? It's coming from the, yeah, go ahead.
Samskaras.
What is that?
Samskaras, impressions.
Exactly. Past life impressions.
And also the karmic balance.
That is samskara. So through samskaras becomes vasanas. It's called vasana.
Yeah. Which they are carrying from their past lives.
Past lives.
So those kids act like that.
Exactly.
In the future approach.
Yes. So now what has God has to do with it, sir? Or madam?
Nothing to do with that.
Exactly. Right? When the mind itself is not formed for the kid, why is he going through so many variations? Why you are seeing so many variations? It's because they are carrying the bondage of the burden. Whatever they have reaped in their past life, they're bringing all that here. We understand it, but yet we don't want to connect it to it. Right? We all understand this. The reason why this is an important example is it will tell you that it is not mind that's playing the story here. It's just that you are not able to connect to that state as to what you are in every lifetime. You never have that as a priority. If only when you give this priority, you will start to realize very, 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 very quickly that this is a beautiful life. Even in the worst of the worst situation, you will see the beauty in life. Every time when a wave comes out from the ocean, the wave starts to think that I am independent, I am so powerful, I can go like 30 feet, 40 feet, I can take away anybody who comes in my way and all that. For those few seconds or minutes, right, it starts to feel that I am the one. And when it slowly starts to descend and come back to the ocean, the identity of that wave is gone. It merged with the supreme ocean. That is life. That is what we are. We came out from that supreme, right, as a bubble. And this bubble feels that this is powerful, this is wealthy, this is rich, this has like so many things, this can do this, this can do that. But then when bubble burst, your life is gone. The only difference is this bubble has thought that this, I am everything. And it started creating things for its own good, and hence created karma for itself. And this bubble is going back, and then again a new bubble is coming. Every life you come in, you bring all that what you are carrying. Even though we have this firm realization that it is the impressions of my past life that this life is all about, yet I am not able to transcend it. Why is that? Such is the nature of life.
Yeah, not meditating, not able to connect with ourselves and watch what is going on within ourselves.
So there are two things here, right? One is, even after realizing that this is the most important thing, I'm not putting time to it, number one. Number two, I am only listening what I am interested to listen. This is the trick, right? I am listening what I am interested to listen. Is who is the one that's having that interest? We
Mind.
don't question that. Mind, exactly. That's the point.
That is also the impression that becomes like a habit. That is why like we are interested to listen what we want to listen, because of the samskaras that becomes a habit.
Exactly. Excellent. Well said. It is that thing that is running the show. My life is not my life. My life is my mind's life. When do I start to realize? When will I take charge of my life? When will I live the life the way I want to live?
When you take control of your mind.
Exactly. When you are in charge. This process is nothing but truth. The process of you taking charge and realizing that everything, whatever is happening, it's happening for a reason. And everything what's coming my way, it's coming for my own good, is the way of life. When you don't have that state of mind, the duality, good, bad, when you are, as long as you are differentiating, this situation is good for me, this situation is bad for me, it is the mind that is making all these calls. When you are a soul, when you are that state of being, there is no bad, good. There is nothing like, there is no duality. Everything happens for a reason. You accept everything as it comes to you or me. That is the state of being. And that is the real enlightenment. That's why it is important to understand the path of truth, the path of enlightenment. Don't confuse with visualization, with manifestation, with you trying to get to whatever you want to get using your mind power. Mind power certainly works. Mind is the most powerful thing in this world. Your soul is much more powerful than mind. Okay? But if you look at the other way around, I've not realized my soul. So does it mean that I'm going to be stuck with my power of mind? No. Your soul power is always pulling you. You just don't have time to sit and patiently look for it. That only comes when you take this as a priority in your life. You have to talk to your mind, connect it with your mind, and have a very, very clear understanding as to what is that you are allowed to do, what is that you are not allowed to do. Come to some consensus, agreement. Agree with your mind, right? Certain things you want to watch a movie on a weekend, absolutely fine, go do that. 1-2 hours you want to have your play, go play. As long as it is within the righteousness, I'm fine, go play. Couple of hours you got to let me do my thing. Right? Talk to your mind. The more you sit and talk to your mind, that is nothing but accumulate energies in silence. When you agree with your mind that this is how, it may look stupid that why am I talking to my own? Because your mind is in charge. You got to let your mind come out for you, look for you.
Is it that we have to talk to the mind, or we just have to watch the mind? The thoughts are happening like in the movie screen. We are just the empty screen. The movie is getting projected on the white screen. The same way the mind keeps on coming like waves, and we just have to watch it. Why do we have to talk to it? The talking is happening, that also we have to watch it. Is it not?
So the
Observe
talking
it.
talking is the first step. Observing will become naturally as a second step. First of all, come to consensus with your mind, what to do, what not to do. If I tell you that you are in state, go to state 4 and start observing everything, it is just not going to happen. It is like I'm telling you that you are enlightened, have fun.
No, the mind is talking to itself. Yeah, I am not talking to the mind. The talking is happening. Is it not?
It's not.
When you close your eyes, we saw some movie today. Oh, I saw that movie. So I am not talking to it. The talking is happening for me.
So that is.
We just have to watch it.
So no, there are two things, madam, right? One is
why do you have to take an effort to talk to it? The talking is already happening. Some garbage talk keeps on happening when you close your eyes. Oh, I have to close my eyes. Oh, do I have to watch my breath like that? There is like kind of, the talking is self-talk, idiotic. The purpose is there should not be no talk at all within our inside of ourselves and to become empty ourselves. But the talking is happening.
So that is not talk at all, right? So let's define that. See, if you when you are sitting in meditation, you are getting thoughts. Thoughts is not talking. Thoughts is like something that you have past life impressions. They keep coming to you no matter what, right? Now, what we are talking is when you talk, what does it mean? You're using powerful words and connecting to your mind and telling that, hey, things that you are doing it's fine. But now things I want to do, and I want you to work with me.
Okay.
You have to have a channel through which you are trying to take charge of your mind. How do you take charge of your mind? You are sitting and emptying your mind, right? It is not going to allow you to sit. So if you don't say that I want to sit in meditation today, mind is going to say, no, I don't have time. I got to go watch a movie. How do you break the conflict? Only by talking, saying that no, yeah, I will let you watch the movie. Either I do meditation.
Again, isn't it an ego that is oh, I'm going to take control. I'm going to say, for example, I want to have a diet. Then I'm taking oath like, oh, I ate some junk food today. Tomorrow I'm not going to eat junk food. So like
initially
the ego is only You are entertaining the ego, is it not?
No, it is not. You are helping to get connected to your mind and figuring out how to take charge. It's like you are talking to a kid.
But how
It
is
comes
it
to you
possible? How is it possible taking? Mind is like an ocean.
because the
How
words are
can we take in charge of the mind?
words are powerful, madam. Your words are very powerful. What you say, social you get. It can convert your mind to the way you want it. You got to use the power of word. That's why affirmations are there. So why you have to use, like if you say, I want to become a god, you're only in the becoming state. I am God is how you need to talk. There is a distinctive difference between saying that I am God versus I am becoming God. Your becoming God is a process and it will continue for lifetimes. When you declare that I am God, you are God. You are in that very state, you are God. It is through your powerful words that you have to break the shackles of your bad habits. Every day, you want to sit and do meditation. We all know
Then
it.
how if we keep on making affirmation, how the surrender will happen? How do we experience we are nothing but nothingness? The purpose of meditation is to experience nothing that and watching it. It defeats the purpose of like.
Two different things, madam. Two different things. I am talking something different. You are talking something totally different. You are talking about sitting in meditation and doing this. I'm not talking about sitting in meditation and doing this. I'm talking about this talk outside the meditation, in your daytime.
Oh.
Right? In your daytime, you have to find some quiet time. In your busy schedule, you have to find 5 minutes and start putting it out there. Start actually observe your mind, right? Then you will know.
Yeah.
Have you
Observing
ever
the mind, my mind is getting too much confused with the whatever the Maya surrounding. Okay, I need to put a stop to it and then get back to myself.
That's why you use words.
Okay.
The words are powerful. You cannot see that. What you're talking about, I want to be in the state of observing, I want to be quiet. That is the final state. Sunyam is not going to come just like that. Sunyam is a constant practice. You go over a period of time, then you achieve it. After you achieve it, you are in that state. Doesn't mean that is enlightened state. That is a state that just started. So the question that we are talking about is, when I'm saying talk to your mind, it doesn't mean that you sit in meditation and talk to your mind. It doesn't mean that. It means whenever you have a free time, whenever you are quiet, try to align with your mind or try to observe and see what your mind is doing for you. Now that we start to realize, you will slowly start to realize, it is not like, don't take my words for granted. You do your own homework, right? You do your own exercise and you will understand very quickly that it is the mind that is playing my life, not the other way around. Only when you start to realize that, yes, I need to shift it, then you will start to work on it. It is not about me telling and you listening and going and trying. No, it doesn't work that way. It will never work that way. Mind is very powerful, remember. The only way it works with you is you got to come to a compromise with your mind, an understanding that, yes, I allow you to do A, B, C, D. You allow me to do X, Y, Z. Slowly, as you start to bring that attention towards your inner senses, gradually you will start to develop a state where your mind start to listen to you. It is a gradual process. That's why patience, you must have patience. It doesn't come overnight. You must be patient. You must take the course. Slowly, the shift will happen. The beauty here is, as the shift happens, your mind will let you do things beyond what it is capable of. As long as, again, the condition here is, as long as you are not empowering your mind again with other techniques, your mind will slowly let you to get to that state. We can talk about vasanas, impressions, we can talk about samskaras, we can sit and talk about karmas and all that, but all that are at the body mind level. Remember this. Fundamental, underline this. It is only at the body mind level. Who am I? I am soul. Then why am I even feeling this? Because I lost my identity. You can say very easily now that I want to detach myself from my body and mind. I am the one. But how do you behave that way? That understanding and that realization should come in your actions. That's when you are that. So that is the reason this is an inner journey. Otherwise, it is not an inner journey. This is like, you sit in meditation, then you get it, right? It's not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Your mind is not going to let you go anywhere. Your senses are going to be pretty hectic. I mean, they're gonna do their thing. First of all, senses will play the role that you will not even come to meditation or any satsangs. Number one, it will not. It will play the role, big role. Let's say you achieved it. Then you come and you say, mind will say only 15 minutes. You'll have 15 minutes or maybe 1 hour. It will put a clock on your face and say, this is all you get. Then you sit in meditation. Because you sat in meditation, your mind is going to play. It's going to keep giving you dumping thoughts, right? You may say that I have like 10,000 thoughts in my head. All of them have to come, go and all that. Whatever you may be say, it is not. The ultimate thing is you don't have the willpower to take charge of your mind. That's the bottom line. You need to have the divine will. The divine will only come when you are in charge. Period. So without practice, without understanding, if we are thinking that I want to become that, it is a joke. It is just a joke. It's like, fun to watch, right? If people are talking about it. You have to practice. You have to have that greater understanding. Bringing both of them together is how you realize it. That's it. That's the only way it will happen. So, like we talk about a lot of these masters coming to us, right? I've got, Jesus was there with me. I have this master who came to me, Buddha was there. I have like Patriji coming and all that. All these things are happening, but yet the truth is only one. We have to transcend all of those experiences and become one with that reality, that which everything is emanating from. Right? So that's practice is a must. And you have to give, as long as we are in this illusion that my priority is taking care of my family, my love, my life, my day-to-day work. I need to go play tennis. I need to go do this. I need to watch movie. I need to take care of kids and all. All these things are happening while you are in that state of being. That is the true state. That is what enlightenment means. You will not compromise in your life for anything. Everything will be happening, but yet you are in that state. Right? So it's about 9:55 now, so almost close to the time. Any questions? We'll take one question.
So what is being enlightened, sir? And are there any stages to it?
Awakening. We spoke about it last week, right? Yeah, awakening from this physical dream is enlightenment, right? You are in the dream world now. Like if I say that, you will not agree, right? But that's the reality, right? So until we awaken ourselves from this dream, we don't realize what we are and why we are here. So when you are awakened from that state, you are enlightened.
Means leaving like materialistic things and anything related to that? Or?
No, there is no living. You are living. You are living. You are living in everything now. See, right now you are living, let's suppose I'm living in this body and mind, right? When this body mind goes away, where am I living? In my soul, right?
Mm.
Where is this soul? Everywhere, right?
Mm.
When I
Mm.
have that realization, that is enlightenment.
Okay.
So that's why it's a
Mm.
journey. When you talk about soul that is within your system, then you say soul, soul, soul. But when you talk about the system that is around you in the universe, then it is called self.
Mm.
You may realize that you are a soul, but that's not yet. That's like half enlightenment. You're not fully enlightened yet. The full enlightenment, the Buddhahood, will come to you when you realize that this soul, what you have realized, everyone, everything is also having the same thing. Then that becomes self. That's why self-realization. When you are self-realized is when you are enlightened. You are lightened.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, question, Ariana. The question you said we have to ask questions, Kadam. Do we get answers immediately when we ask questions?
So the question that you're asking is in the perimeter of your mind. The answer that you are getting is also the perimeter of your mind. The higher self is always giving you the answers for your greater purpose. It may not necessarily answer the questions that are immediately going to help you, right? There may be some things that might come to you in meditation that may not be, fruitful in the immediate future, but in the long run, they may be fruitful. So when you ask a question, you need to know what question you're asking. Is it related to something about my life, or is it a material question that I wanted to differentiate yourself, right? Whether it is an intention that you want to manifest or it's something that you want to understand from your past. Either cases, you will get it as long as you accumulate the energies.
Okay.
You will get answers. You have to be patient. You have to wait for the answer to come, and you have to sit for a longer time in meditation. Then you will get that. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, masters? All right. So when we sit in meditation, now that we have that understanding what meditation is meant to be, let's be in that state. Let us not look for any experience. There are two things that will happen to us when you sit in meditation. Majority of the cases, these are the two things. Either you are with your thoughts or you are with your breath. Always remember, we have to repeat ourselves this. As long as you are with your breath, you are getting into that state. When you are with your thoughts, you are just sitting. That's it. It is like you watching a TV. That is all it is. Instead of the TV that is in front of you, this is a mind TV that you're seeing inside of you. That's the only difference there. So have this firm understanding and realization that I have to come back to my breath. When I am with my thoughts, I have to come back to my breath. If you keep reminding yourself multiple times, every time before you sit for meditation, then you will get into that state of meditative state in a very fast pace. And don't ask for experiences. I want this, I want that. Then you are diverting and distracting yourself from the source of truth. All right. So please sit in meditation, masters. Sit comfortably in your best posture. Happily bring your attention to your normal, natural tranquil, soft, tender breath. As we get into the state, a quick announcement as well that we are doing Patriji's Janmotsav in one of the Virginia Masters residence. We have the flyer out there. So those of you who are interested, please join us. It's a great opportunity to thank the Grand Master who has given this platform, given this knowledge and the way to realize the truth. Such a easier, such a fastest way. So we got to show our gratitude to the Grand Master. So this is a great opportunity. Do join us if you are in the area or available. Even for a brief time, it goes a long way. We always have to recognize our inner guru. Through our external guru, we realize our internal guru. The external guru was Patriji. Thank you. Please be with your breath, my dear masters. Slowly, slowly. Bring your attention to your breath. Normal, natural, soft, tranquil, beautiful, and wonderful breath. Just observing your breath itself, your mind becomes so relaxed. Your bodies become so just have the feeling that your body is relaxed and your mind is steady and you are a witness observing your breath. Have a beautiful smile on your lips. Smile is an excellent gift given to mankind. Be with your breath, my dear masters. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Be with your breath.